Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishnena Marasetravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishnareva Samuttidam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tishtati Sarvametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Sri Narayana. Today is November 14th, 2022. We finished up to Sloka 37 in chapter 2. We'll start with Sloka 38. We'll start sharing the screen. Can you see the screen?
We can see it.
Sloka 38.
Yes, sir.
Let us chant. Sukha dukhe same krutva.
Sukha dukhe same krutva.
Labha labhau jaya jayau.
Labha labhau jaya jaya.
Tato yuddhaya yujyasva.
Tato yudhaya yujyasva.
Naivam papamavapsyasi.
Naivam papamavapsyasi.
Let's chant together. Sukha
Dukhe
dukhe
same
krutva.
Labha labhau jaya jaya. Tato yudhaya yujyasva. Naivam papamavapsyasi.
So far, Lord Krishna gave us the knowledge of the soul, right? Knowledge of the self or Atma. Okay. So now we are moving towards, Lord Krishna is going towards Karma Yoga, or asking Arjuna to do his duty based on the knowledge that he's given so far, right? So, so this is the key, right? So first he gave the knowledge about the self, and then he's explaining, he's asking Arjuna to do his duty. So we'll go through those slokas. So this is something that we need to see, like if we directly say you have to do your duty, just go and do your duty, then the question will come, I mean, why should I do my duty? I mean, same, Arjuna will repeat the same question again, right? I don't see any value in it. I don't see anything good coming out of it. So, I don't want to do my duty. I will skip my duty. So he gave the knowledge of Atma first. And then now he's going to say that, yes, you have to do your duty, linking or basing that on the knowledge that was given. So we'll see how he says that. So Lord Krishna is saying, Sukha dukkhe labha alabhau jaya ajayo. Sukha dukkhe. Sukha dukkhe is pleasure and pain. Labha alabhau, gain and loss. Jaya ajayo. So this is these two words come together. So dual noun. So jaya ajayo. So that is victory and defeat. Same krutva, considering them as equal. Okay, so Lord Krishna is saying, considering pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat as equal. Tataha, from that, yuddhaya yujyasva, be prepared for the war. Okay, so then what happens? Evam papam na avapsyasi. In this way, evam, in this way, papam na avapsyasi, you will not attain papam. Papam is misery, sin, so those are the meanings for papam. So you will not attain misery, you will not attain sins when you do your duty. He's saying prepare for the war, so wage the war. If you consider pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat as equal, then will not get misery, right? So again, several times we said, what is that considering pain and pleasure? What are these pleasure, pain, gain, loss, victory and defeat? What are they really?
They are dvandvas.
Duals, yeah.
Dvandvas, yeah.
Duality.
Dualities, dvandvas. So they are the results, right? I mean, typically, when you do any activity, you either have pleasure or pain. The result of that activity, result of performing that activity, you will either experience pleasures or pains, or the result is a gain for you or a loss for you, or you you will win or lose, or victory or defeat, right? So that is typically the result. So considering the results, whatever may be the result, considering the result as equal, you do your duty. When you do that, then you will not attain misery, you will not attain sin, right? So if we do the opposite, if we do the duty, the purpose of doing the duty is to experience these, to get a result and experience. Typically, we want to experience pleasure, gain and victory, right? I want to gain something, I want to achieve something, I want to win, I want to have pleasure when I do the activity, or when the result, when I'm enjoying the result, that should give me pleasure. So if I'm doing the activity for the purpose of getting a result that is favorable for me, the purpose of doing the duty is to get the result that is favorable for me, in order for me to enjoy the pleasures, gains and victories, then I will attain misery, I will get the papam or sin. So what is happening here? So here, if you go a little bit more into it, right, you have a particular result that is what we are experiencing right now. As when we do any duty, when we do something, right, we get some result. So we experience the result. Now, so that is there's one, that is one result, that is materialistic result. Now there is another result for every activity that we do, right? There is a, I mean, if you really analyze this, what he's saying is, there is a result that is pleasure or pain for you, gain or loss for you, victory or defeat for you. But there is another thing that you are going to attain as a result of doing the activity. If you do not consider them as equal and perform the duty, then you are getting another result of doing that activity. That result is something that we do not see. It is something that we acquire. It will carry with us.
Bondage.
That is what the bondage.
Karma bondage.
Yes. So if we do the activity for the purpose of getting the result and for the purpose of enjoying the result, then apart from the result that we get, the result could be anything because it is not in our hand. Apart from the result that we get, there is another result that we are going to carry with us, that we acquire. So important thing is to know that the result that we actually see, the materialistic result, pleasure or pain, gain or loss, victory or defeat, is not something that will carry with us. It is this misery, the papam, that carries with us. So it's like a soft record, for any activity that we do, there is a result that we get, which we experience while, when we are in this body. But there is another result that is going to be carried with us to experience in future lives. I mean, in future, So it is not something that we experience at that moment, but it is that we experience going forward, and that is the result that is going to carry with us when we leave this body. So, what is more important? So the result that we experience in this body, is it temporary or permanent?
Temporary.
Temporary. So the result that we carry with us for future, that is the permanent, another record that we have to experience in future life. So it is more permanent than, it is permanent till the time that whatever is the misery that we carry with us is allocated to a birth, and then we experience that in that life, and then that record is wiped out. Till that time the record is wiped out, we are carrying that record with us. So it is something that we do not recognize when we do an activity. We think, oh, I did the activity, I got the result, I'm enjoying the result, I'm done, right? So there's nothing wrong with it. That's what we think, right? But there is something else that carries with us. We need to keep that in mind. And by not having that knowledge that something is carried with us is the root cause of all our miseries. Okay, so what Lord Krishna is saying is that when we do any activity, there is a karmic bondage that is getting created if we do the activity without considering the results as equal. But if you do the activity considering them as equal, that karmic record is not created. Okay, so when the karmic record is not created, you are actually wiping out. We'll get more, as we go into Bhagavad Gita further. It is something that will wipe out our previous karmas as well, previous karmic bondages as well, that we will see later. So you are getting one result which is going to give us more karmic bondage. The other one is a result which is wiping out the karmic bondage. Okay, that whatever activity that we did, it was because of a karmic record that was assigned to us for this particular life. That is anyway gone, right? So we perform that activity and that's over. And the result that we have to experience is the one that is the karmic bondage. It's the activity that we do, the result that we need to experience. So let us say, that result is going to be painful for us. So that is the karmic record that was given to us, and we experience the pain. That is over. We're not going to experience the pain again. Okay, so that particular records, that is wiped out. But by thinking that, oh, I'm doing this activity, I want to experience pleasure, and we did that activity, right? that unfortunately created another record, and we have to go through that again. So it is like never-ending loop if you do that. So you are given one karmic record to experience and wipe out. But while performing that, we acquire another karmic record. So it will never become zero, right? So we may, we are given the will to do all our activities, right? We'll see more as we go along. So we can acquire even more karmic records than what we are burning. So that's why it is like, as we keep acquiring more and more impurities as we go from one birth to another birth. Okay, it's not like I burn one karmic record and I get another karmic record. It need not be. It is burn one karmic record, but acquire a million other karmic records. Okay, so we have to do our activities considering the result, whatever may be the result, as equal. Okay, and that is the equanimity. See, that the pleasure or pain, where are we getting the pleasure or pain? It's all in our mind, right? Pleasure or pain, gain or loss. So I lost something. I mean, say for example, we forgot where we put the key or purse or something like that in the house. What do we say? I lost it, right? Is it really lost? It's only lost in our mind. And later on, we may find whatever we think we lost, right? So it is whatever that we think is lost is actually lost in our mind. Okay, so it is the mind that we are through the mind we are experiencing these results. Of course, it is the senses that give us the sensory inputs. The mind is processing it, and the mind is converting them into pleasure or pain, gain or loss, victory or defeat. And then we start experiencing it. Okay, so Atma starts experiencing it. So then if we focus on the result and focus on experiencing the result, then we acquire karmic bondage. If we don't focus on experiencing the result, what does that mean? If we focus on the duty, if you don't focus on the result, doesn't mean that you don't do the duty. You have to focus on the duty. Do focus on the duty and don't focus on the result, right? Take the result, whatever it is, considering them as equal, then we do not acquire karmic bondage. So we are going slowly towards karma yoga, do your duty without having expectations on the results, without having attachment, and all that. So we will slowly get into that as we go along. But in this particular sloka, Lord Krishna is saying that, hey Arjuna, don't think of all those victory, defeat, and gains and losses, and I'll have pleasures or pains. Don't think of all those things. Okay, don't you should consider them as equal. You're going to get some result. That's what he said in the previous sloka, right? So if you win, you will enjoy the kingdom. If you lose, you will, let's say you get killed, then you will attain higher births because you did your duty. So then don't think of the result. Both are good for you. If you do your duty, you will get the result. Now, another thing that another reading between the lines for this particular sloka, right? There is a result that is not in our hands, and there is a result that is always in our hands, right? So when we do any duty, when we do any activity, there is a result. Okay, we get a result. We are doing a project, we get some result. prepare, we go somewhere and you want to enjoy, whatever may be the situation, you take any activity, there is a result for that activity. Now, is that result deterministic? Can we say it will always be a pleasure for me? It will always be a gain for me?
No.
There's no, we cannot say that the result will be what I want always, right? So it's all a common experience, right? No one is from birth onwards, whatever they think is going to happen. It never happens like that, right? So that result that is materialistic in nature is not deterministic. It is dvandva. It can be either this or that. It is not in our hands. Even though we may put 100% effort, again, after as we go in through Bhagavad Gita, we'll get more explanation on that. So even though we have good intentions, we put 100% effort, the result may not be what we plan or expect, right? So that result is indeterministic. Now, there is another result I said, this is a soft result. Is that deterministic or not indeterministic?
That will be written. Yeah.
Deterministic, right? You can, it is guaranteed. So there is a guaranteed result that we get. That guarantee is provided by Lord Krishna. So we should not be thinking that I did not get the result. There is always a result. And that result, the soft result, spiritual result, whatever we want to call it, the karmic bondage result, or cleaning of the karmic bondage result, that is definitely in our hands. There is nobody is going to come and say, hey, you did your best, but you're not going to get it. Okay. It is Lord Krishna who is giving that result also, right? It is not like our intention to do the activity as per Karma Yoga principles is the one that is cleaning the karmic bondage. We are performing the duty as Karma Yoga. Again, we'll go into more details about Karma Yoga later. But when I'm doing the activity, considering the results as equal, okay, Lord Krishna is guaranteeing that you're going to wipe out your karmic bondage. If you do the opposite, you'll get the karmic bondage. So this is guaranteed. There is no such thing like you may clear the karmic bondage or you may not clear the karmic. There is no dvandva there, right? But the same sloka is saying that your result could be pleasure or pain and all that, right? So Lord Krishna is not guaranteeing you the result. By praying to God, it doesn't mean that you will always get the result you want. But by praying to God, you will get there's another result that you are guaranteed to get. And that is more permanent than the result that you're focusing on. Right? So in this sloka, these are all the things that are hidden. So we should never think, again, next slokas it will continue, but we should not think that I did not get the result I want. God did not give me the result that I want. God actually gave you the result. He's willing to give you the result that you want, that is beneficial for you, which is clearing the karmic bondage. But we don't do that. It's very hard for us. So, so if we want a guaranteed result, yes, it is possible. If we want a permanent result, much more beneficial than the temporary result that we get in a particular action, yes, we can get it. Okay, and Lord Krishna is guaranteeing that. Not guaranteeing, that you pray to me, I will always give you $1 million. I will always make you happy. I'll always make you healthy and all that. Because those are the ones that are given to us because of the karmic bondage. Lord Krishna is willing to give us all those things. But unfortunately, we are the ones who are acquiring karmic bondage. So we have to experience those things. There is no bias there. Like if we can come out of karmic bondage, right, then everybody can come out of karmic bondage. Because Lord Krishna loves all beings as equally, right? There's no bias for Lord Krishna. So if I can expect that my karmic bondage should not affect me, then because I'm praying to God and God should give me all these things, then everybody should get the same thing, right? If everyone is not getting it, then God must be biased. So it is with our the way we do our activities, we clear our karmic bondage. Now, if we do not focus on the result, right, we consider them as equal, then we do not feel the pain, right? So it is like, when we are, again, Sri Swamiji gives this example, right? So let us say we want to go out in rain. It is raining or snowing a lot. So when we protect ourselves, we do not feel the pain. Same way, if I'm doing the activity focusing on the duty and not on the result, that result does not bother me much, right? So the more principle Lord Krishna gives later. Any questions on this?
So if I'm writing an exam, right, I want to get 100 marks in the exam. Okay. Now, I want to get 100 marks, right? From me. Okay. I can't think that, oh, that's okay. Right? If you don't get 100, 80 also I'm good enough, 70, right? I put my best effort, kind of a thing, right? The one which you can see is the effort, right? If I don't put my effort targeting 100 marks, right? And I know Lord Bhagavan has to bless irrespective of it. But what I can see is my effort, right? That's in my control, right? I still need to focus on my target, right? Oh, I have to get 100 marks, right? And if you want to say the competitive exam, right? I want to write an exam. I want to be top 10 to become IAS, whatever it, right? I think in a good way, this thing, right? So I have to focus on the result, right? I can't just say that, oh, okay, that's okay, right? Even though I don't get it, that's fine. Right? At least my karmic bondage is, and karmic bondage later. First of all, you have a living right now, right?
Yeah.
And karmic bondage is, later part, right? First of all, I need to have family. I need to, I feed my family and all those things, right? So I think, how do you balance that, right?
Yeah. So basically, there is a. Of course, it'll come a little later in the slokas as well. But so we have a particular goal, right? A goal is to get 100%, get a job, get appreciated, do well, whatever it is. So that is a goal. And that goal will drive the kind of activities that we need to do, right? If I don't even have the goal, then I will not even have any activity. So, so I have a duty, and that duty has a goal. A goal is not, the goal is not disconnected from the duty. A goal is always connected to a duty. Now, once that goal is a kind of a result, okay? So now, once you have the result in mind, and then you chart out the activities that we need to do, then don't focus on the result. Focus on the duty. Focus on those activities. Because focusing on the result is a waste, because it could be any, right? Focusing on the duty, those activities will actually make you do well, better, than always thinking, oh, am I going to get the result or not? Because, there is no way to say that if I do these activities, I will get the result. So by thinking about the result, we basically we may be overconfident or low confidence or give up, right? So there could be let us say, oh, I may not get the job that I want. Okay, so I want to get the job, but I prepared a little bit, and then what happened is, okay, I because I focused again on the result, I may not get it, so I'll just simply give up. Okay, I mean, this is what typically happens. Or, I'm so much attached to the result, I really want to get it. And I think whatever activities that I'm practicing is going to give me the result. I'll completely do the activity and the result is not what I'm expecting. Then what do you think will happen? We'll blame ourselves, blame everybody, go into some kind of a, I wasted my time and all that things. So that focusing on the result is not getting us anywhere. Now, when we are thinking about that result and the activities, we are totally forgetting about there is another result that is always coming with us. That is like a constant result that is getting either acquired or cleared, right? So, so the result of, let us say, I prepare for the test and for 3 months, and then I want to get a good rank. That result happens only at the end of 3 months, right? Now, that result could be positive or negative. Now, but throughout these 3 months, if I'm doing the activity in a particular way, focusing only on the duty, not on the result, I am getting another result, which is clearing the karmic bondage. Every day, every moment of my life. Unfortunately, we're at the end of 3 months, we only see, did I get the result or I didn't get the result? We don't know what result we got. It's like something in our bank. Something that we see physically is one thing, but there is something that was deposited in our bank, which we do not know. So if we know that there is always something that I am carrying with me, while I'm performing the duty, then I don't think that I did not get the result I want. And Lord Krishna is guaranteeing that if you do the activity like this, you will get the result what you want.
So
if you
just to, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead. After that, I'll speak.
I mean, the opposite is, if you do not do the duty as prescribed, then also you will get the result. But unfortunately, we don't know that that is the result. So that result is misery. We'll never, we do not see it. Like, after 3 months, we get in the bank account, they put a debt of $1 million that we do not know. That we will come to know maybe later in some other life. Okay. So that is why we need to consider there is there are, again, the results. There is a temporary result. There is a final result as far as the materialistic activity is concerned. So temporary results are like, let us say I'm preparing for the test 3 months. At the end of every month, let us say I have taken a test, and then I may be successful in it. That's a temporary result. Or let us say I want to represent the country, okay, in a particular sport. Now I represent my school, is a temporary result. I represent my state, another temporary result. Now, when these happen, if I lose focus and I focus only on the result, the temporary result that I get, right? Then I keep enjoying that result. Then I may not be able to achieve the final result, because that is this is another drawback of focusing on the result. Because as soon as we get the temporary result, we will just get overwhelmed. Okay, so if if I focus on the duty that I want, then I will not, be disturbed by the temporary result. Maybe like if I want to represent the country, but let us say I did not make it to my school team. Fine, I will still do my duty properly. I will not be, getting depressed with it. I will not give up. So I will continue to do well, and God willing, it will happen. If it doesn't happen, also it doesn't bother us, because we are not focusing on the result. We are only focusing on the duty, and we are enjoying the duty that I'm doing as service to God. Again, jumping to a few slokas further, right? If I'm doing the duty as service to God, then I'm guaranteeing a result for myself. I don't care about what result comes. That is a temporary result.
Yeah, so basically, I think what we are saying is we have to have a right perspective, right? Is the duty that we need to focus on. It's not the result, I guess, And
Yes.
in Padri's case, when you are saying that, first he's decided that he needs to get 100 marks, that's not the sort of the right perspective. It is, as a student, my duty is to study and to do well, and I will make an effort towards that, and then maybe not 100, might get 99 or 98. That should be, that's the result, I guess.
Yeah. So here there is a slight, discussion item here, right? So do I simply do the duty without having any goals? Or is it okay for me to set a goal? Okay, for a really matured person, you don't need to have a goal. Goal will automatically happen. I have to excel in my duty. That's it. Okay, I don't think of getting 100 or 90 or 80 or nothing, right? So I want to do my duty. That's a matured state, right? But when we are in a materialistic world, the activities that we do is kind of linked to what the goal that we make, right? Typically, I mean, I have a particular goal, then I have to set my activities towards that goal. I have to take a test. Okay. If my goal is to get a job, then I have to set a goal to, let us say, clear a certification, right? So I mean, those goals will give me the activities that I need to do. Okay, so as long as we are not bothered by that goal, like if I get the result and then I compare it with the goal and then start saying that, oh, I lost, or I did not get what I want, then it's a problem. But if you use the goal to drive you towards doing well in that particular activity, you first of all setting up activities, or deciding on activities and then doing well in those activities. If the goal is helping, it's no problem to use the goal. Right. So if let us say I want to, for students, for example, I want to get into MIT. Okay, that's a goal. Now MIT requires certain exams that I need to write, certain type of whatever forms I need to fill, right? If I don't even have a goal of going into MIT, what will I mean, I'll just study in my school and I will go nowhere, right? So we need to set our goals, right, corresponding to the duties that we have. Like if I'm a student, I need to do well. I can have a goal to either go to MIT or Princeton, whatever, and then I will know what kind of activities that I need to do. If I have a goal to join a finance institution, then I know what kind of things that I need to study compared to if I want to join in a technology job. So it is fine to have a goal, because that goal is going to make us focused on going in a particular direction. As long as it is that it is same as our duties, then no problem. If my goal is to have every Friday night party and Saturday another party somewhere, and then so that is my goal, and then I'm working towards that. And that is not appropriate, because it is not related to the duties that we have.
Varaprasad Garu, like I understand what Bhagavan is trying to, tell us, like how to move forward with the situations and all that. But can we say no matter what we do, God has always a different plan for us? Sometimes it matches. That is when we think, oh, we did it, like kind of thing. I always trust God and say, even like, I mean, my next question is, can I view the death also like that? Like he has a different
This
plan
is a
for us.
very good question, right? So when something, say, let us say my goal is something, and then I did the activity and I got something else. Then typically the thing is God has something planned for me, right?
Mhm.
That is how we take it, as God has made some plans for me. So that is why he gave me this result, right? That is for our own satisfaction.
Yeah,
It is for our own satisfaction,
exactly.
right? I mean, any result, whether you like it, you don't like it, any result is given to us by God only, right? So only when we get a result that we don't want, we typically say, God gave this kind of result. But if we get the result we want, we never think of that, right? Does anyone say that? All right. So God gave that result also, right? So then what do you say? That God has this plan for me. I mean, it is fine to use that logic to say that, I mean, God is the one who is giving the results to us. So whatever he gives is best for us. That will make us treat the results equally, right? So it is make us not get worried or depressed about that result. Okay, but it should not be that God has some bias for you, and that's why even though you are capable of getting into MIT, he made you join a community college. No, it is not like that. So it is not that God somehow has a bias and then will say, oh, now, let us say somebody lost a job. Okay. Then it's not like God wants you to lose a job. And then, every result is given to us by God, as long as we think that. Now, does God have any plan for us like that? Right? We are basically experiencing whatever karmic records that we have. Right? So if we do our activities, if we do our duty properly, the result is according to what we are supposed to experience. Okay. Again, it is not because God is biased and making us either get $1 million or making us suffer. No. It is based on our karmic bondage. Whatever karmas are assigned to us, we experience that. So maybe in that particular situation, that is what we are supposed to get, and that's what God gave to us. Okay, whatever is the result that is given to us, it is not the real thing that we need to focus on. We have to focus on the soft result that we always carry. I mean, as long as we know that there is another most important result which is in my hand, which I got it already, then the result that the actual result, the materialistic result is different from other result, it really doesn't make any difference for us. And no matter how hard I performed, still I would have got the same result. Okay, so again, just experience the result and leave it. That is what Lord Krishna is saying. So just consider them as equal. That means you may get a pleasure or pain, you experience it and leave it. With the same setup, with the same mind. I mean, state of mind. It's same state of mind. That when I get pleasure, I get jump up and down, and then pain, and then I will start blaming everybody. I start blaming myself or God or some other person. We should not do that. It's the same state of mind. I got this result. God gave me this result to experience it. Experience it. Pleasure, great, no problem. Experience it. Pain, great, no problem. Experience it. Because whatever pain that we experience is a record that is getting burnt. And because we are guaranteed to get the other, continue to get the result that we want, that is more important for us, that is clearing the karmic bondage, is already, we got it.
Yeah, so every birth we take, it's predestined pretty much, right? And then we have a choice to live consciously or not consciously, right? Using intellect or mind, then, acquiring more papa karma, and then again, conducting the life. It's all predestined, right? Each birth we take is all predestined, right? Prasad sir.
So predestined is another typically that we hear. So we have a certain will. Okay, there is always a will along, given to us. We have a will, freedom to choose our activities. Okay, and when we do an activity, whatever result we get, that is not in our hand. Okay, so that is again, Lord Krishna explains in later chapters. There are so many other factors that go in along with our efforts, right? And so it is, the result could be anything. So we may think that it is predestined, we may not think that it doesn't matter. Whatever, basically the result may not be exactly what we want. Okay, sometimes it could be exactly what we want, sometimes it is not. So we can satisfy ourselves by saying, okay, that is predestined and that's fine. Or God gave me this because he has something for me, that is fine, to satisfy ourselves. But we don't even have to do that if we have these basic principles that, again, Karma Yoga principles are there. I don't have to really go into that justification saying that this is a destiny for me. See, the thing is, if I say everything is destiny, then I will choose something by my own free will and then attribute it to destiny. It is not.
Yeah,
My free will is not destiny. I have a certain free will to do anything that I want. Okay, given within some boundaries, of course. So if I do that activity out of free will, whatever may be the result, again, that's not in our hand, but that activity is in my hand. How I do the activity is in my hand. So if it is a destiny that I cannot even consider Sukha and Dukkha as equal, then Lord Krishna doesn't have to give the entire Bhagavad Gita. He can simply say everything is your destiny. You don't even have to study Bhagavad Gita. Right?
Yeah,
so
sorry to interrupt. Yeah, that's what I think, that approach of thinking that God has a plan for us, maybe then it's a demotivator to do anything at all, right? Means if God has a
Exactly.
plan for us, then okay, why are we doing all this, and why are we, learning all this and all that? So yeah.
Yeah, God has a plan for me. So even if I'm lazy, I don't do my activities. God has a plan for me to give me $1 million. Then it is that basically kind of using God in a negative or wrong way.
Yeah, well,
Right.
what I meant was we are here to experience our karma, right? Our past karmas. And then from now onwards, what we do, again, how we conduct life based on Krishna consciousness, based on the knowledge that we gain from Gita and all the satsang with under the guru like you, sir. So, we know that every activity that we conduct moving forward from this time onwards, we know that what's right and wrong, and we're not expecting any results out of it, right? I mean, yeah, there is prescribed duties, but how you conduct those duties to the best of your knowledge, in a nice way, right? Dealing with people, because we deal with hundreds of people every single day. So keeping that in mind, right? We conduct the karma, right? You could be working in any place. Prescribed duty doesn't mean to me that I work in the innovation world where I don't know what's going to happen, right? So we have this turmoil going on. So there's no goal.
What is she? Who is she?
But so it's a prescribed duty, yeah, but again, it's going a little bit outside of the circle, right? But what I do is, okay, every day morning I get up, okay, today I'm going to be doing something different. So God, give me power to do the best I can, right? Although it's not the same like what I did last week, right? So that's how I conduct my life, right? So with that said,
Yeah, I mean, again, so basically we do our duties. We have a option on what kind of duties that we do, what kind of duties what kind of actions that we do. We are born with a certain duties. Okay, so but unfortunately that is getting diluted. We don't know what duties that we are born with. But we have option to choose the activities that we do and how we do those activities. And as long as those activities are done as karma yoga, okay, so then we don't acquire karmic bondage and we clear the karmic bondage. So we'll go deeper into this concept as we go along. We'll move on to the next sloka. Is that okay? Okay.
thank you.
Sure.
I'll share my screen. Sloka 39. Esha te bhita sankhye
Esha te bhita sankhye
buddhir yoge tvimam srunu.
buddhir yoge imam shrunu
Buddhya yukto yaya partha
buddhya yukto yaya partha
karma bandham prahasyasi.
Karma
bandham prahasyasi.
Prahasyasi.
Let's chant together.
Bhagavad Gita.
Esha
Esha sankhye
buddhir
yoge
yoge
imam
imam
buddhya
yukto
yukto
yaya
partha
Karma
karma
bandham
bandham
prahasyasi.
Okay, so Lord Krishna is saying, Hey Partha, in the third line, Hey Partha, O Arjuna, Esha te sankhye buddhihi abhihita. Rearranging the words. So this intellect, Esha, this intellect regarding the nature of the self, Sankhya Buddhi, this intellect regarding nature of the self, was revealed to you. Abhihita was revealed to you. Yogetu imam shrunu. So listen to this. So his Sankhya Buddhi said, so far I gave you the knowledge. I mean, I revealed to you Sankhya Buddhi, the knowledge of the self, or Buddhi sometimes is translated as knowledge, sometimes as intellect. So basically, it is the knowledge of the nature of the self. Okay, Sankhya Buddhi. I told you this, I revealed to you so far. Now, Yogi to Imam Sruno. So listen to this other Buddhi, other intellect, other knowledge regarding yoga. So that yoga is that that knowledge regarding this yoga that should be applied to the actions. Okay, so now he's going to talk about karma yoga. Yaya buddhya yuktaha karma bandham prahasyasi. By which intellect, yaya buddhya, you will get rid of karmic bondage, karma bandham prahasyasi. Okay, so I mean, Lord Krishna is simply saying that listen to this other buddhi that I'm going to talk to you about, that is related to how you perform your actions, that will get rid of karmic bondage. That buddhi, that intellect, will clear your karmic bondage. Okay. Okay, so we will move to Sloka 40 also. Let's start Sloka 40. You can see Sloka 40.
Yes, and we can say that.
Okay.
Yes.
Neha bhikramanasosti
Neha
pratyavayo na vidyate
Pratyavayo na vidyate
swalpamapyasya dharmasya
Svalpamapyasya dharmasya
trayate mahato bhayat.
Trayate mahato bhayat.
Let's chant together. Neha
bhikramanasosti pratyavayo na vidyate
Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
Okay. Na iha abhikramanasaha asti. That is, iha, here. So in the previous sloka, Lord Krishna said, I'm going to reveal to you the yoga buddhi, the buddhi that will clear your karmic bondage, the buddhi with which you have to perform your actions, which will clear your karmic bondage. That is the karma yoga, the buddhi of karma yoga. So iha, in this karma yoga, abhikramanasaha na asti. There is no loss of initial effort or initiated effort. Okay, that means there is no loss of effort, even though that effort did not complete or effort did not result in as effort did not give me a result, right? It could be positive result or negative. Sometimes we start, performing an action, and we probably stop that in the middle, right? Say, for example, in the example that Madhuri gave, so we are preparing for a test, 3 months. We have to prepare for 3 months and take a test, and we may get a job or something, a certificate or whatever. So let us say I worked only for a month. I did it only for a month. I didn't even take a test. Okay. I did not get a positive result or negative result because I didn't even finish it. So if I perform the action, in this particular way, as with this buddhi on how to perform the action, with this intellect, with this knowledge, if I perform this action, then there is no loss of effort. This is very important, right? So we only talk about the final results, and that result should be what we want. Then only we are happy. But if we are performing the action as with this buddhi, karma yoga, as karma yoga, then we are not going to lose that effort. There is a result that we are going to get always. Pratyavayaha na vidyate. Lord Krishna is saying, there is no sin that we carry. There is no adverse result that we get. There is always a positive result. Okay, there's no loss of effort. There is no negative result. Okay, swalpam api asya dharmasya, even a little practice of this karma yoga. I mean, even if we do the activity with this buddhi of karma yoga, okay, so perform this activity as karma yoga, we can say that way. Mahataha bhayat trayate. It saves us from great terror. That is what Mahataha bhayat trayate. So it is saving us from terrific thing, in a bad sense, not a good thing, right? It saves us from great terror, which is this samsara, cycle of births and deaths. So we should not fear what we are going to get, like Swarga, Naraka and all that. I mean, this is something that we always fear, right? Like, oh, somebody, I mean, especially people from other religions, they only talk about Naraka, you'll get Naraka. So you have to pray to the God and all that stuff. It is not Naraka that we have to worry about. It is this cycle of births and deaths itself. Like taking another birth is also as worse as Naraka only. So there is as long as we take another birth, it is Naraka for us. Okay, so it is Mahataha bhayat. So Prayate, it saves. I mean, that is Mahataha bhayat is fifth vibhakti. So Prayate, so it saves us. If we do the activity as karma yoga, it saves us from the great terror of samsara. That means it clears our karmic bondage. So if we are getting such a great result, even with a little effort, swalpamapi. So even if we perform that activity as karma yoga, even a little bit, okay, it gives us such a great result. There is no indeterministic thing here. It is always going to give us great result. And there is no I mean, it is difficult for us to practice because it is our own lack of will, right? That we don't do it. I mean, if we have the will, then there are ways to do it, and again, we'll learn in Bhagavad Gita. So with our will, if we perform, so first is get the knowledge, right? Buddhi of Karma Yoga. So get that knowledge, and with that knowledge, if we perform the actions, then even though we may not get even though we may not complete the action, even though we may not get the result that we want, we are guaranteed to get the result, which will release us from this karmic bondage. Any questions on it?
Lord Krishna is a very strong word, terror. Right?
Mahataha, mahat bhaya.
Yeah.
So it's a great,
Intense terror. Right?
yeah. Now,
I think this shloka will help us not, demotivating by saying like God has different plan. This is what I was exactly thinking, like,
yeah,
even
God has a
with
plan for
jnana,
us.
yeah.
So I forgot to answer that question, your question. So what is God's plan for us?
Mhm.
What is God's plan for us? Can you guess?
I mean, God is always like a positive entity. So I think of, even for us, normal human beings, it may look like a sad or bad. It may lead to something, clearer karmas. That's what I understood the way you explained now.
I mean, if we follow the rules that he's, I think in following chapters, right, in Kshetra, Bhava Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, right, the 12, 20 rules kind of a thing, right? That's where God said that if you follow them, then you're more closer to me, and of course you're going to achieve me, right? So
what is God's plan for us?
So God's plan for always pretty much, I think, if you follow what He's saying, right? And it's always
Do our
good.
duty.
I think, but it's no control, right? When I say plan for us, there's no plan for God, right? I think you have to follow those things. Right? And
I mean, God has a goal.
He
Yeah.
wants
So
us.
what is what is God's goal for us?
or for you to reach Him, right? That's this goal.
Yes.
That's
Right?
the answer.
For us to
Yeah.
reach him.
Yeah,
I
God
think
has
want
only
to
one
go-
goal for us.
Yeah.
I mean, God is not, having a goal like you have to work like a software engineer this life, and then, some civil engineer next life, and then a doctor the other life, and a lawyer this life, and a president that life. There's no such thing for, I mean, it is when we take births again and again, based on our karmic bondages, our gunas that we are carrying, that we create all these things for us. But if you really ask God, what is the plan for me? There is only one plan for us, or one goal, that is to get moksha, to give us moksha. But unfortunately, we don't accept it. So the whole thing of in this Bhagavad Gita is, I have a plan for you. Plan is to clear your karmic bondage and you reach me. I am going to clear your karmic bondage, but you have to do your duty. Don't worry that you are able to clear your karmic bondage and not clear karmic bondage. What result I'm getting, what result I'm not getting, all those things, don't worry. I'm here to clear your karmic bondage. This is the only rule that you have to follow. The rule is, all the yogas he has given. Why did he give so many yogas? Is everyone is not in the same stage. So, I mean, if my goal is to give you a gold medal, okay. If I ask you to, I mean, a weightlifter, you're a weightlifter, I have to give you a gold medal in weightlifting. If I say you lift 200 kgs, I'll give you gold medal, and then you try to lift 200 kgs on day one, then the back will break, and then we cannot lift anything anymore. So God has to give all kinds of ways to bring you up to speed to get the like that 200 kgs weightlifting. Then, I mean, if it is someone who wants to give a gold medal, so to make us go through, I mean, these are all the things that God gave us so that whatever is easy for us, we can practice. So He's giving us all this. That is the greatness of Paramatma. He's not making us like, oh, you have to wake up at 3 o'clock, sleep at 12 o'clock, and between only 3 hours you have to sleep. You have to eat only once, do the puja for 24 hours. He's not doing all those things. Whatever is easy for us, I mean, easy in the sense whatever is suitable for us based on our own bodies. Even a little that you do I will take you a long way. Okay, but do it as I say. Get this knowledge, do it accordingly. So then my goal is to give you this. All these are temporary intermediate goals, right? To get a good money or job or family, and all these are intermediate things, and none of it is related to us. All those are materialistic things related to body, right? Giving a house, having 5 cars, good family, health, all these are temporary things. None of it is going to come with us. Goal for us, Atma, is to reach Paramatma. So, that's why I wanted to answer your question. What is a thing that God has this goal for me? That is only our kind of our thinking to say that yes, He gave me this. He gave me this, and I should accept it. But goal for us is really reaching Paramatma, and that should be our goal also. It should not be only God's goal. Knowing that God has this goal for me, like in the case of this organization wants to give a gold medal to this person. The person also should have a goal to get the gold medal, right? Otherwise, he'll run away. I mean, if he's running away, then how can you give the gold medal? So, what is our goal? Our goal should be to reach Paramatma. And that is what we are learning. In order to reach Paramatma, there are certain things that we need to do, like clearing the karmic bondage. He is the one who is going to clear the karmic bondage. We are incapable of clearing the karmic bondage ourselves. But if you follow these principles, it is guaranteed that we will not acquire karmic bondage, and we will clear the karmic bondage.
That is what never demotivates me, even telling my children or thinking myself. God has a different plan. It never demotivated me. It really, it was like kind of encouraging to, in my daily life.
Yeah, that is to satisfy ourselves, to encourage ourselves, that we don't get discouraged based on, even if we think that it is an inferior thing that I got. Like, I worked so hard, I'm not getting promotion. What do I do?
Yep.
How do I satisfy myself? So
true.
maybe by getting a promotion, maybe I'm going to get into some trouble. I don't know. So what is best for me, God has decided. And again, God always gives what is best for us. That is the fundamental thing that we need to put in our mind. Not that I mean, the reason is when we get when we whatever result that we get is not according to what we expected. Okay, we tend to get depressed and blame Paramatma, not knowing what is going to happen if we get that result, right? So because of our ignorance, because we don't know what is going to happen in future, so there's no point in thinking in that direction that, oh, I got a bad result, right? I mean, again, with knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we should not even think all those terms. Just consider any result as equal, positive, negative results equally, and do the job. That means we should not, again, repeating that important sloka, we should not lose focus on the duty. We should not run away from our duty, thinking that I'm going to get a negative result. Or we should not think that whatever duty I did is a waste because it cleared my karmic bondage, right? So then there is no, and based on the result, I should not change my duties. There's another thing. That is, we learned in the previous, some of the previous slokas, that having some samatva buddhi is, if I consider both as equal, then I'm not deviating from my path, right? So let us say I pray to Paramatma. Let us take that example. So I pray to God, I need to get a particular result that I want, right? Now, I did not get the result. Then what happens?
Yes, those who don't have this jnana, they will feel bad. Otherwise,
You'll become you'll start hating Paramatma.
yeah, right.
Right? I prayed to you so much. I did everything. I went to all these 100 temples, and then I gave donation, and I did all these activities. And you give me this result. I truly believe you are the one who gave me this result. So you are such a heartless fellow. So then why should I pray to you? So the whole thing has gone into waste, right? So if I treat whatever may be the result, I'm going to go in the same direction. That means my devotion to Paramatma doesn't change. So that is a goal towards which we are traveling, right? So when I'm doing the duty, I may get any result. I treat it equal. I still continue to pray to Paramatma and then go in the direction, right? So I'm not deviating from my goal. So if we are taking in a materialistic terms, when I perform any activity, I get a particular result. That is a temporary result. Positive or negative doesn't affect me. I move forward to the next step in that goal and achieving the goal, right? I mean, it is not like I achieved. I mean, this is another thing, right? Some people, they do not have any goal beyond a certain thing. So they come to a dead end, right? So that's what happens to celebrities. They have so much money, so much fame and things like that. They don't know what they have to do. Because they don't know, they don't have let's say, no, not all of them, but if some of them, they don't have this goal of, okay, I need to do my duties irrespective of what I have right now, right? If they don't have that, once they have everything that they need, they don't know what to do next. Then they start ending up in drugs and other bad activities, and then very quickly lose everything that they got, right? So because they got everything that they need. This is a opposite problem. Like most of the people have a problem where they don't have what they need, what they want. But there are some people who are very rich, kids of very rich people, or celebrities and all these people. They have so much fame, so much money. They don't know what to do with it, because that was the only goal they had. I need to achieve this particular thing. I want to become a top singer. I want to get $100 million, whatever, right? So once they get it, they're done. They're going to go downwards. That is another drawback of looking at the result and focusing only on the result, right? But if I, as long as I'm living, I have a duty to perform. The duty is actually reaching Paramatma, right? All the others, I have a goal, not duty. I have a goal to reach Paramatma, and I am born with certain duties. I always have to perform duties. So it doesn't matter how much I earn, how much fame I have, and all those stuff, or how much I don't have. I still have to perform the duties. Then, and I know that always I'm getting the result. There's nothing like there's something stopping me. Like after I get $100 million, I can't get anything further, let us say. It's not like that. I continue to do my duties. It is always clearing my karmic bondage. And there's no end to it. So then, isn't it so great? So we clear our karmic bondage. So then there is no discouragement. There is no stopping of those people, even if they are getting everything that they need or they want. They are always humble. They always do their duties as if they don't have anything, right? So it's very difficult to have that kind of a perspective, but with this knowledge, I think hopefully they will.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, sir. Yeah, I think someone also clarified.
Okay. I think any other questions before we conclude? No. I'll chant the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va pravite svabhava yajat sakalam parasmai narayanayati samarpayami Narayana samarpayami sarvam Shri Krishna
Krishnaarpanastu.
Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Shri Manara, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.